What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we are going to continue our coverage over the Evolutionary War, and we do pick up with part 2 of the crossover, and that would be the Punisher Annual #1. Now remember, when it came to the Evolutionary War, it was Marvel's first big event done in all the annuals around that time in Marvel Comics. So for example, Spider-Man annuals, X-Men annuals, The Punisher, and a few more. Now, when it came to the Evolutionary War, it's all about the idea of the High Evolutionary wanting to make sure that the human race has the ability to evolve into godlike creatures. Because you have to remember, around this time in Marvel Comics, the High Evolutionary, he was able to create a counter Earth, another Earth on the other side of the sun, except that Earth was taken by the Beyonders. And when it came to the High Evolutionary, he wanted his planet back. And so he went out of his way to get it back, where he was confronted by the Beyonders. And when he met them, he realized how powerful they are, and that led into his goal to see if the human race is able to reach that point down the road, godlike beings. Now, when it comes to the High Evolutionary, he realized that there are some problems on Earth that he has to deal with so that the human race can evolve in the right way. And when it comes to the Punisher Annual, you have the High Evolutionary say the biggest problem right now on planet Earth, or one of the many problems, is drugs. There's a huge war on drugs right now that does affect a huge portion of the human race. If he is able to get rid of drugs across the board, then you are talking about the idea of the human race being able to evolve the correct way, or is just one step in that right direction. And so we do pick up with the Punisher in Bogota. Now, when it comes to Bogota, it's located in Colombia. And the reason why the Punisher is there, because he's going after a certain drug lord who has a huge drug empire in that area. His name is El Cayman. Now, when it comes to the Punisher, that is his only goal here, is to take out the drug lord and then move on to his next target. Except when he arrives, he realized the country is on fire. There is some kind of attack happening in this area, and he has no idea what in the world is going on. Now, when he looks over, he does see a young couple trying their best to get away from somebody, but he has no idea who. Unfortunately, the young couple is gunned down. Really, the boy of the couple is gunned down. The lady is able to survive only because of the Punisher being there. And then we are introduced to the eliminators. Now, the eliminators are very similar to the purifiers in some ways. For example, they both work for the High Evolutionary as he is trying to help improve the human race. And their main goal is to make sure no obstacles stand in his way. And currently, the current obstacle in his way is drugs. And so they're here to go after El Cayman as well, like the Punisher. The only difference is that they're also going after people who may have a connection to El Cayman in different ways. So for example, if you have used his drugs, you have to die. If you have sold his drugs, you have to die. And so when it comes to El Cayman, he's not there at the moment, but they're killing off anybody who may have a connection to him. And then after that, they'll go after him. And so you do have the Punisher step in to protect the innocent people who are being killed off because of this war. Now, once you have the Punisher take out a group of eliminators, he realized he has no choice but to retreat. One, he's low on ammo, and two, because another group is on their way. And that is when we learn that Lucinda, the woman he saved earlier, is the daughter of El Cayman. And she says, "Come with me, my father has a villa that we can hide at for the moment until we know what is our next move." Now, once you have the Punisher and Lucinda arrive at her father's villa, you then have the father realize the Punisher may not be with the Eliminators, but he's also there to kill off El Cayman, because he realized this man does not look like he belongs in our country. But also, when he walks in, he says, listen, your daughter brought me here to help protect you and her both, but she hasn't realized I'm here to convince you to leave the drugs behind and hopefully have a new life in somewhere else. Now, that's the Punisher saying, I'm not here to convince you, I'm here to kill you, and your new life is going to be heaven or hell. Who knows? Now, when it comes to El Cayman, he really tries his best to paint a picture in a way where he's not really a bad guy. He uses the money that he had made over time with his drug operation to help out villages around the area. And he says, look, that village right there, they almost had no resources at all. But thanks to me, they have received a whole lot more resources to stay alive. And again, all because of me. Now, their conversation is cut short because you do have more Eliminators appear and try their best to kill off Punisher, but also kill off El Cayman. Really, their main goal is El Cayman. Now, we kind of find out that El Cayman has a secret passageway to another house down the hill, and there is a helicopter that can take them somewhere else that has more powerful weapons that can help the Punisher take down the Eliminators. Now, after they are able to reach that other house in the helicopter, they head over to this hidden area that El Cayman has. Inside is an aquarium, but also inside is a bunch of different kinds of weapons, powerful weapons that can help the Punisher take down the Eliminators. And the Punisher, he's in love with these weapons, but at the same time, Homeboy's still plotting to kill off El Cayman to make sure that he does die for the drugs that he had produced in this area. But either way, while you have the two men talking to one another about the idea of using these weapons on the Eliminators, they get a call that there's an aircraft nearby that's about to attack this area. We already know that aircraft belongs to the Eliminators. And so that leads into the Punisher fighting against the Eliminators. And really, this battle does go on for a few pages. Really, it's more the Punisher being the Punisher, you know, making sure that no one survives when it comes to this particular battle. Now, once you have the Punisher being able to take out every single one of the Eliminators except one so that he is able to gather more information, you do have that one guy tell the Punisher the only reason why they are there is because they are working for the High Evolutionary. But on top of that, they tell him the goal of the High Evolutionary, the idea of trying to improve the human race. Now, the Punisher, he has no idea what all this means, but he does know one thing: this last surviving member of the Eliminators has to go, and he kills him off. But now his goal is to go after El Cayman. It was the original reason of why he was here for. But the Punisher has a problem here. The Punisher only has 2 bullets left. El Cayman has a full clip left. And so this is not really a fair battle for the Punisher, except the Punisher realized or remembers that they are inside a aquarium. And so when it comes to the Punisher, he takes one of those bullets to shoot the glass of the aquarium to release the crocodile on El Cayman. And that crocodile gets a nice big dinner for the night. Now, Lucinda, she's very upset with the Punisher for what he has done to her father. But he says, your dad was not a saint. Your dad was really an evil man. Look at what he did to your city, to the people around you. Like, you're really going to sit here and grieve for a man who has only done harm to the people nearby. And once she also realized that, she agrees to leave with the Punisher, and they walk into the jungle. And that is really the end for today's video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.